This story resumes with humanity having finally succeeded in capturing one of the disguised titans, Annie Leonhart. Nevertheless, the next threat to humanity is already close at hand. The Survey Corps takes custody of a crystallized Annie, covering and towing her away from Stohes District. Yet a sudden twist catches Commander Hanji and fellow members present at the site off guard. In the wake of the Battle of Stohes, a section of wall rose has collapsed, unveiling the visage of a colossal titan within. This titan lowers its gaze upon the intrigued crowd beneath, stirring their curiosity about the next course of action. Just then, Pastor Nick, a devoted member of the Church of the Walls, hurries towards Hanji with a clear purpose. He urgently instructs her to cover the titan, preventing any sunlight from reaching it. Bringing Pastor Nick to the heights of Wall Rose, Hanji resorts to the possibility of letting the pastor fall from the wall if he doesn't answer her questions. Pastor Nick's unwavering devotion to his mission prevails, displaying his readiness to die rather than reveal secrets. Observing this unyielding stance, Hanji decides to abandon the questioning, laughing it off. However, when she directly questions Pastor Nick about the walls being made from titans, his silence serves as a clear confirmation of her suspicion. The quiet of the walls is shattered by a church bell tolling, a haunting signal as a soldier on horseback rushes desperately toward the military headquarters, bearing a message for Commander Erwin. The message, Titans are inside Wall Rose.
12 hours before the Battle of Stohes from Season 1.
To the south of Wall Sina, Sasha and Connie, accompanied by Reiner and Berthold, await deployment with impatience, their longing for their nearby hometowns tempting them. Amidst this, Reiner detects something suspicious. Their fellow classmates are dressed plainly inside a castle, encircled by armed guards, an odd setup for those not on the front lines. Connie offers a light-hearted suggestion that bears might be the cause of such tight security. Aboard, Sasha rests her head on the table, but is suddenly jolted awake by the distant thud of footsteps. Her warning spreads through the group, indicating a clear sign of Wall Rose's breach. Misha, a scout of unparalleled skill next to Captain Levi, senses the same danger through his scent as his gaze locks onto the approaching titans from the south. Quickly, he calls for 3 couriers to swiftly carry the news to every district. Wall Rose has fallen. Compelled to retreat on horseback, the 104th Cadets have no time to arm themselves. Mish organizes his troops into 4 squads, each tasked with sending word in a different direction. Sasha steps up to guide her group, while Connie is entrusted with leading the southern group due to his familiarity with the nearby villages and his personal desire to visit his own village, which happens to be the very area where the Titans are appearing from. Reiner and Berthold decide to join Connie. As the group separate, the Titans give chase, suddenly sprinting with an unnatural urgency. To protect the teams, Mish takes on the role of bait, confronting the Titans directly. Meanwhile, inside Wall Rose, Eren awakens in his bed, having recovered from the battle against Annie. Mikasa, who had dozed off watching over him, wakes up as Eren lifts her fallen scarf and hands it to her, although mentioning he'd get a new scarf if he found one. This tranquil moment is interrupted when Armin bursts in, informing the two about the breach in Wall Rose. Mish eliminates most of the Titans, sparing only 4, but chooses to withdraw, sensing he's bought sufficient time. However, he becomes wary of a 17-meter fur-covered Titan, which seems indifferent to his presence. Just as Misha readies to retreat by calling his horse, this beast Titan seizes the horse, hurtling it towards Mish, catching him off guard and delivering him into the grasp of another Titan. The beast Titan commands the other Titans to halt and communicates verbally with Misha, displaying curiosity about his ODM gear. Claiming the gear, the beast Titan departs, leaving Mish paralyzed with fear. The moment Mish attempts to display his determination, despite his harrowing experience, the Beast Titan commands the halted Titans to end Misha's life. This directive results in Misha's gruesome demise. Back at Stohes, Armin also comes across the thought of the walls being made from Titans, similar to how Annie encased herself with hardening, while Hanji continues her research in her lab. At night, Commander Erwin rallies his troops to engage the uncertain situation in Wall Rose. Hanji boards the carriage with Eren, Armin, Mikasa, Levi, and Pastor Nick. As they depart, Hanji discloses that Pastor Nick possesses knowledge about the Titans within the walls, yet remains tight-lipped. She holds out hope that Pastor Nick might reveal what he knows once he sees the bloodshed and trauma humanity faces with his own eyes. Parallel to these events, Sasha reaches her hometown to assess the situation. Fortunately, the town is abandoned. However, she discovers a little girl in a house, traumatized by witnessing her mother's death at the hands of a Titan. Sasha attempts to rescue the child, but lacks the means to slay the Titan's nape. Sasha instructs the girl to keep running forward, assuring help will come. Letting the child flee, Sasha, skilled in forest survival, seizes a bow and arrows nearby. She shoots the Titan's eyes, immobilizing it and using this chance to escape. She reunites with her father and fellow villagers who had also rescued the young girl. Connie hurries to his hometown, but it's in ruins and empty. When he arrives at his house, he discovers a Titan trapped on its back, immobilized by its weak legs. The village's ruin felt odd. No blood was visible. It hinted at evacuation, but the stables were stocked with horses. This raised a curious question. How did the villagers escape without horses? Abruptly, the trapped Titan's welcome home greeting puzzled Connie. Reiner halted Connie's thoughts, prompting him to move forward. And so, Connie, Reiner, and their team depart the village. As the various teams diligently search for breaches in the walls, their efforts prove futile. The number of Titans present is significantly lower than anticipated for a breach scenario as well. As night descends, Connie's squad reconnects with another surveying group. Given their shared exhaustion and astonishment at the absence of any wall breaches, they opt to take respite at Utgard Castle ruins before resuming their wall inspection. Hanji examines a piece of Annie's shell, noting its resemblance to the wall's composition. Armin concludes that Eren mastering hardening like Annie could recover Wall Maria. Eren is left with no choice but to learn hardening. As the carriage arrives at a refugee-packed area due to Titan attacks, Pastor Nick reveals the Order of the Wall's devotion. The Order's task was to oversee someone in the 104th Cadet Corps, Krista, the smallest of the cadets. Pastor Nick urges Eren's group to find her. Sasha interrupts with an important message from Erwin. At Utgard Castle, unarmed cadets rest while Reiner catches Ymir, a fellow scout member who always hangs with Krista, reading an unspoken wall language. Before he could question her, Titans shockingly attack the castle at night when they should have been inactive. Simultaneously, Connie spots the Beast Titan scaling the wall as well. The captains of the group step up to defend cadets, engaging the attacking Titans. On the other side, Eren, Mikasa, Armin, and Hanji alongside the scouts learn of this situation through Erwin's message and race against time to Utgard Castle to save their trapped allies, perched atop the wall. The Beast Titan watches over the chaos at Utgard Castle. As the captains engage the Titans beyond the castle tower's walls, a Titan breaches the inner sanctum, targeting the defenseless cadets. Employing the meager supplies that they had discovered upon arriving, the cadets muster a defense, ultimately slaying the intruder, although resulting in Reiner being bitten by the Titan at the arm. In a devastating turn, the Beast Titan disrupts the struggle within Utgard Castle by hurling debris, claiming the lives of 2 captains instantly. The 2 remaining leaders meet their fate as their equipment fails them. Left trapped amidst the castle's disintegration, Ymir makes a leap from the tower, undergoing a transformation into the Jaw Titan, a Titan Berthold and Reiner instantly recognize as the one who had claimed their friend's life years ago. Outnumbered, Ymir defends against the Titans. At Krista's urging, she topples the tower, killing most Titans and carrying Krista and the others on her Titan's back. Amid the wreckage, Ymir's injuries mount as more Titans close in. In the nick of time, Mikasa, Eren, and allies eliminate the oncoming threat. As Ymir regains consciousness, Krista discloses her true name, Historia. The scouts escort Ymir for urgent medical care, hoping for her cooperation in revealing crucial Titan information. Historia is confirmed as Historia Rice from the royal family. The scouts trek back atop the wall, where Reiner has a private conversation with Eren. Reiner admits he and Berthold are the colossal and armored titans who assailed the walls 5 years ago on a mission to eradicate humanity. Reiner proposes that all bloodshed in the walls can be avoided if Eren just went with them. Overhearing this, Mikasa readies to strike. Displaying proof of his titan nature by healing his arm, Reiner's revelation prompts Mikasa's swift attack on both him and Berthold. Eren, stunned, witnesses their transformation into the armored and colossal titans as Eren's allies behind yell at him to run away. Reiner seizes Eren, leaping from the wall, while Berthold takes Ymir. Fueled by anger at the betrayal, Eren awakens his attack titan, ushering in a new battle. Eren and Reiner clash as titans, Eren adapting to Reiner's attacks, gradually gaining the upper hand. Yet, Berthold's colossal titan crashes down on Eren's titan, subduing him and leading to his capture. With Eren taken, Berthold in his human form clings to Reiner's colossal titan, bearing Ymir. Both flee, leaving most scouts atop the walls scathed by the colossal titan's steam. Hannes joins Mikasa and Armin on the wall, offering encouragement. Soon after, Commander Erwin's scouts prepare for a mission to rescue Eren from the armored and colossal titans, who would most probably be taking a break at the Forest of Tall Trees. Eren awakens, his limbs severed, held captive by Reiner and Berthold, alongside Ymir in the forest. At this juncture, a clash of ideologies grips Eren as he debates the true victims of this brutal assault. He firmly resolves the discussion by swearing to exact the worst vengeance upon Reiner and Berthold. In contrast, Ymir unveils her haunting past. Once a leader chosen by an Eldian faction, she was transformed into a titan following her group's demise. For 6 decades, she roamed as a titan until she crossed paths with Reiner's group. Devouring their comrade Marcel, she inherited the power of the Jaw Titan. In a strategic proposal, Reiner urges Ymir to assist in securing Eren's journey to their homeland, and that they would protect Historia in return. Ymir agrees, and during this discourse, Reiner and Berthold observe flares illuminating the sky, a clear sign of the scouts' arrival. With captives in tow, Reiner and Berthold employ ODM gear to escape. Yet, Ymir issues an ultimatum, vowing to thwart their plan unless they take Historia along. This precipitates a pivotal decision. Berthold relinquishes Ymir, who transforms into the Jaw Titan, scouring the scouts for Historia. Upon locating her, Ymir swallows Historia and makes a hasty escape. Armin deduces that Ymir's allegiance actually lies with Reiner's faction. At the forest's edge, Reiner transforms into the armored titan, carrying Berthold, Eren, and Ymir with him. Commander Erwin strategically approaches, accompanied by the titans he's skillfully lured. The pressure grows on the armored titan as these normal titans attack Reiner. Mikasa advances towards Berthold, who hides kidnapped Eren behind Reiner's massive hands. Mikasa's patience wears thin, her demand for Eren's freedom unwavering. In the midst of this tense confrontation, Erwin charges forward, leading a fresh wave of titans. Yet, a common titan seizes Erwin, briefly halting his advance. Unfazed, Erwin commands his troops to push onward, determined to proceed despite the obstacle. Reiner, cornered by titans, faces a pivotal choice. He exposes Berthold to repel the encroaching titans. With shrewd strategy, Armin concocts a clever lie about Annie's agonizing torture underground. This calculated lie ignites Berthold's fury, leaving him vulnerable to Erwin, who cuts the rope binding Berthold and Eren. Swiftly, Mikasa springs into action, leaping to rescue Eren and drifting off with him on a horseback. Meanwhile, Connie comes to Historia's aid, pulling her away from the turmoil. Yet, Historia insists on aiding Ymir, committed to being Ymir's ally till the end. As multiple events unfold simultaneously in this intense battle, Reiner unexpectedly hurls a titan towards Eren and Mikasa. The impact knocks them off their horse. In this crucial instant, Eren and Mikasa confront a familiar presence, the smiling titan that devoured Eren's mother during the fall of Shiganshina.
The battle slips from the scouts' control, Reiner nearly breaking free by hurling titans toward them. Eren and Mikasa confront the smiling titan, joined by Hannes, who tries to divert it. Eren struggles to transform, witnessing Hannes devoured by the smiling titan. Mikasa comforts him, their bond deepened by memories and Eren's scarf.
Empowered by Mikasa's presence, Eren faces the Smiling Titan with unwavering resolve. Promising to wrap her scarf around Mikasa forever, Eren strikes the Smiling Titan's hand in a surge of fury. An electric chain reaction ripples out as nearby Titans heed Eren's command to obliterate the Smiling Titan. As Wall Rose's devastation forces refugees beneath Walsina, Hanji uncovers a truth from the reports she had received. The Titans in Connie's village were its own inhabitants. Humanity edges closer to the Titan's secret, while our main characters await Season 3.